Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Kansas City, Kansas Community College, where today the Blue Devils will host Cowley County in a conference contest, the start of the conference play in the Jayhawk Conference. I want to welcome you to today's broadcast. The Cowley team is finishing up their infield, and we'll be ready to start here in just a little bit. Welcome. I appreciate you tuning in today. We'll be back with the broadcast shortly. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We're getting close to game time. A nice sunshiny day, although a cool breeze coming out of the north blowing in from left field. Starting lineups for today's game. First for the Cowley Community College Tigers. Leading off and playing in center field, number 18, Tyler Halstead. Batting second, the second baseman, number 2, Blaze Brothers. Batting third, playing in right field, number 6, Cade Self. The designated hitter will be the fourth hitter, number 21, Cade Stevens. Batting fifth at third base, number 26, Matt Crump. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 24, Michelle Artsberger. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 7, George Specht. Batting eighth, the catcher, Gus Freeman, number 10. Batting ninth, the left fielder, Carson Cox, number 5. And on the mound today for the Tigers, Adam Stevenson, number 14. Starting lineup for the Tigers of Cowley. Starting lineup for your Blue Devils, leading off the second baseman, number 6, Seth Kanegi. Batting second, the catcher, number 4, Griffin Everett. Batting third, the shortstop, number 8, Eduardo Acosta. Batting fourth, the designated hitter today, number 66, Tyler Henry. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Jose Sosa, number 27. Batting sixth in left field, number 13, Trey Hoover. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 15, Palmer Hutchinson. Batting eighth in right field, number 11, Caleb Adams. Batting ninth, the center field, Ray Paniagua, number 14. And on the mound, Osvaldo Mendez, number 18 for the Blue Devils. Coaches are getting their last few minutes of instruction to their players in their huddles. They're getting ready to go. We'll be back in a few. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to the call today. We'll be back. Forties is partnering with KCK Baseball for our third season to bring fans live stream broadcasts of Blue Devils baseball. Whether you're a business looking to advertise, alumni who wants to give back to the program, or a parent/grandparent who wants to help financially, there's an option for you. For details, go to www.forties.com and click KCK Baseball. Good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. 4T's bringing you from the campus at Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils in Kansas City, Kansas. Sunshiny day, wind mostly out of the north, blowing from left field in toward the field. On the mound, warming up, Osvaldo Mendez. Behind the plate, Griffin Everett. From left to right in the outfield, Trey Hoover in left, Ray Paniagua in center field, Caleb Adams in right. Across the infield, Palmer Hutchison at third, Eduardo Acosta at shortstop, Seth Kanegi at second base, and Jose Sosa at first. For the Tigers of Cowley, leading off for them, the center fielder Tyler Halstead, followed by brothers and self. Conference play starting today in the KJCCC in the east portion. Johnson County, Fort Scott, Kansas City, Kansas, Neosho, Cowley, Allen, Highland, Coffeyville, and Labette. Those the eastern division of the Kansas Jayhawk Conference. Halstead will step in on the left-handed side to face Mendez, who is a left-handed pitcher. Halstead starts the day batting .455 from preseason play. He steps in. Here's the first pitch. Strike called outside corner at the knees. Comes the 0-1 outside, 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike. Here comes the pitch. There's a ball headed into center field, so a base hit for Tyler Halstead to start this affair off. That's going to bring up Brothers with a runner at first. Brothers, the second baseman, he'll step in on the right-handed side. He starts the day batting .475. He'll step in with nobody out and a runner at first. Runner goes, got him picked off down to second and out. So caught stealing is Halstead. So now one out. Blaze Brothers, the second baseman at the plate. He'll be up there now with one out and nobody on. Comes the first pitch to him. Strike called inside corner. 0-1 the count on Brothers. Comes the wind in the 0-1. A little bit low. One ball, one strike, one out here in the first. Comes the 1-1 from Mendez. There's a line drive right at the shortstop. He knocks it down. Not sure if they'll score that a hit or an error. Scored a hit, and I agree. So a line drive just to the right-hand side of the shortstop Acosta for a base hit. That's going to bring up Self, the right fielder. Self batting .486 on the start of the day. Comes the pitch home, and that's going to be a wild pitch all the way back to the screen. So Brothers moves up. So 1-0 the count on Cade Self, the right fielder, now a runner at second base for the Tigers. In scoring position is Brothers. Here comes the 1-0. It's upstairs for ball two, 2-0 the count. to the number 6, the right fielder, Cade Self. Three and 0 the count now. Comes the stretch and the 3-0. Strike called at the waist on the outside corner, so 3-1 the count on Self. Comes the 3-1, ground ball up the middle. Carnegie's got it over to first base for the second out of the inning. Runner moves to third base. So that's going to bring up Stevens, the designated hitter, number 21, Cade. He'll step in on the left-handed side. So lefty versus lefty with 2 outs and a runner at third in Brothers. Comes the first pitch way outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Stevens. Comes the 1-0. Curveball breaking, just didn't quite make it down to the zone. So 2-0 the count on the designated hitter for the Tigers. Comes the pitch. Foul ball back and out of play, 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1. Little bit high, ball 3, so 3-1 the count on Stevens. Comes the stretch and the 3-1 from Mendez. Foul ball back to the screen. Full count. 2 outs here in the top of the first action. Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils hosting the Cowley Tigers from Arkansas City, Kansas. Here comes the 3-2. Must have been just a little bit low. So ball 4 to Stevens. That's going to bring up Crump. Crump, number 26, is the third baseman. He'll step in on the right-handed side. Crump batting .440 to start the day. He'll step in with 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Tigers. Strike right through there, inside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count on Crump. Comes the 0-1. Misses just a little bit low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the first action. Blue Devils hosting the Tigers. Here comes the 1-1. Inside, another wild pitch back to the screen, and a run scores. Two balls and a strike. Runner moved up to second as well. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 1 run in on the wild pitch. Comes the 2-2. Breaking ball hit toward the shortstop. Acosta up with it and over to first. So at the end of half an inning, the Tigers get one. KCK coming to bat. We'll be back. Forties is partnering with KCK Baseball for our third season to bring fans live stream broadcasts of Blue Devils baseball. Whether you're a business looking to advertise, alumni who wants to give back to the program, or a parent/grandparent who wants to help financially, there's an option for you. For details, go to www.fortees.com and click KCK Baseball. Here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Tigers get one run in their half of the frame on the mound. Adam Stevenson behind the plate. Gus Freeman across the outfield from left to right. Carson Cox, Tyler Halstead, and Cade Self. Infield from third over to first. Matt Crump, George Speck, Blaze Brothers, and Michelle Artsberger. The defense set for the Tigers. Seth Kanegi, the second baseman, number 6, will lead it off. Seth batting .474 on the year. He'll step in on the right-handed side to face the left-handed pitcher of the Tigers, Stevenson. Comes the wind and the first pitch from Stevenson. Strike called. Right down the middle at the knees. 0-1 the count. Comes the 0-1. Check swing, a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Kanegi. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stevenson ahead in the count on Kanegi. Swing and a miss. So a strikeout for Kanegi. That's going to bring up Everett, Griffin Everett, the catcher, number 4. He starts the day batting .463. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. It's the wind and the pitch from Stevenson. High ball 1. Stays just a little bit up. Ball 2. Ball headed to right field. That's going to be off the wall. Extra bases for Everett. Headed to second and into second base with a stand-up double off the right field wall is Griffin Everett. It's going to bring up Eduardo Acosta, the shortstop. Number 8, Acosta starts the day batting .340. He'll step in with 1 out and 1 on in Everett. Going to head down to third on that ball. Partially blocked by the catcher Freeman, but it gets away just a little bit. Another wild pitch to allow a runner to move up. So now the tying run at third. There's a swing and a miss of that fastball on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Here in the first with the Blue Devils down 1. Acosta at the plate, the shortstop. There's a ball headed to left field. Ball's going to drop, so an RBI base hit. Going for second is Acosta, and he is out at second, but the run scores, so an RBI hit into left field for Acosta, but thrown out at second. It's going to bring up Tyler Henry, the designated hitter today. Score tied at 1. Henry starts the day batting .333. Here comes the first pitch to him. He swings through that pitch for strike 1. Strike just catches the inside corner. So 0-2 the count with 2 outs. And Henry at the plate. Ground ball headed, cut off by the third baseman and over to first. So Crump cuts that off and over to Archberger for the third out of the inning. Into 1, tied at 1. We'll be back. If you're interested in your business having a banner on the outfield fence or stadium entry, go to www.4ts.com, click KCK Blue Devils Baseball, then click Download Banner Brochure, or call Tony Tompkins at 913-288-7150. Back to the mound for his second inning of work is Mendez. Scheduled up for the Tigers, Archberger, Specht, and Freeman. 1-1 tie. Each team were able to plate a run in their respective halves of the first inning. Michelle Archberger, the first baseman, number 24, will step in to lead off the second. Archberger starts the day batting .289, steps in on the left-handed side to face the left-handed Mendez. Foul ball back and going to get out of play over on the top of the third base dugout and the locker room of clubhouse of the Blue Devils. 0-1 the count on Archberger. Breaking ball right through there for strike 2. So quickly down in the count, 0-2 is Archberger. Comes the 0-2. Ground ball headed at Carnegie. Carnegie up with it and over to Sosa for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the Specht. George Specht, he's the shortstop, number 7. Specht starts the day batting .263. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Ground ball foul wide of third base. Oh and 1 the count on Archberger. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike on the check swing and strike out of Specht. It's going to bring up Freeman, Gus Freeman, the catcher, number 10. Freeman starts the day batting .250. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on, facing Mendez. Misses a little bit inside, 1-0 the count on Freeman. Just catches the inside corner with that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gus Freeman, number 10. Comes the 1-1. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. So 1-2 the count on Freeman. Misses just a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the second. Comes the 2-2. Just a little bit outside. 3-2 the count. Comes the 3-2. The line drive headed into left field. So wide turn by Freeman, but back to first with a 2-out single. It's going to bring up Carson Cox. Cox, the left fielder, number 5. He starts the day batting .500. He'll step in with a runner at first and 2 outs. Strike inside corner at the knees. Strike called. Throw to first. Safe back in. Almost got him. 0-1 the count, just under the tag. Comes the 0-1. Fly ball to deep left field. See if that's going to be fair or foul, and it's a foul ball. Had the distance to be a home run, but just couldn't quite stay inside the pole. So 0-2 the count on Carson Cox. Oh and 2, 2 down, runner at first. High ball 1. 1-2 the count on the left fielder Cox. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss for the 3rd out. So at the end of 1.5, the score tied at 1. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Forties is partnering with KCK Baseball for our 3rd season to bring fans live stream broadcasts of Blue Devils baseball. Whether you're a business looking to advertise, alumni who wants to give back to the program, or a parent/grandparent who wants to help financially, there's an option for you. For details, go to www.forties.com and click KCK Baseball. To the bottom half of the second we go, tied at 1. Cowley 1. Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils 1. Cowley Tigers in town for 2 games today. Then the Blue Devils will travel down to Ark City for 2 games on Saturday. That's going to bring up Sosa, the first baseman. He'll lead off the bottom of the second to face Stevenson in his second inning of work. Sosa starts the day batting .400. He takes the first pitch of the ball. Want to know the count on the first baseman, Jose Sosa. Misses just a little bit low and inside, so 2-0 the count. Hoover and Hutchinson scheduled up in the inning. There's a foul ball back to the screen, so 2-1. If anybody gets on, Caleb Adams. 2 balls and a strike. Blue Devils batting here in the bottom of the second inning. A little bit low, ball 3, 3-1 the count. Sosa at the plate, the first baseman. Comes the 3-1 from Stevenson. There's a ball hit deep to left field. And a catch made, a running catch by the left fielder Cox to take away extra bases from Sosa. Nice play by the left fielder. That's going to bring up Trey Hoover, the left fielder, number 13. Hoover starts the day batting .321. First pitch to him is high, ball 1. Want to know the count? Hoover at the plate. Inside, just misses. 2-0 the count. Adam Stevenson on the mound, his second inning of work. Inside, ball 3. One out in the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Strike called outside part of the plate at the knees, so 3-1 the count to Hoover. (3-1) low and ball 4, so a base on balls with 1 out to Hoover. That's going to bring up Palmer Hutchinson, the third baseman, number 15. Hutchinson starts the day batting .257. He'll be up there with 1 out and a runner at first. And that hits him. So 1 out and 2 runners on for the right fielder, Caleb Adams. Adams is batting .259. He'll step in on the right-handed side to face the left-handed throwing Stevenson with runners at first and second. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Breaking pitch stays just a little bit high. 1-0 the count on Adams. Got the runner picked off here at second. We're going to end up with a caught stealing double play to run out of an inning. So at the end of 2, we're tied at 1. We'll take a break. We'll be back. To the top of the third we go. Mendez back to the mound for his third inning of work. To the top of the order for Cowley Tigers, Halstead will be up. Halstead is from Riley, Kansas. He'll step in. His first time up, he had a base hit, then was caught stealing. He'll face Mendez for the second time. There's a ground ball headed at Acosta. Acosta up with it and over to Sosa for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Brothers. Brothers is from Springdale, Arkansas. I think I saw where somebody was watching from Arkansas. One out. Blaze had a base hit to line drive to the right-hand side of the shortstop for an infield hit. There's a strike called, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. He moved up on a couple of wild pitches throughout the inning and scored on one of those for the run. Just misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to Blaze Brothers, the second baseman. Comes the wind in the 2-1. The line drive, looping line drive into left field, hard turn, gonna hold up at first. So a 1 out base hit. So back-to-back base hits for Blaze Brothers. It's going to bring up Self. He was out on a ground out to the shortstop his first time up. Self is from Shawnee, Oklahoma. He'll be up there with 1 out and a runner at first. Little bit low. 1-0 the count. On Cade Self, the right fielder for the Tigers. At first base is Brothers. There's a ground ball headed at the third baseman. Hutchison up with it, over to second to Carnegie, and on over to first for a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the third. Tied at 1. We'll be back. Stevenson back to the mound for his second inning of work. Stevenson is from Dallas, Texas. Caleb Adams is going to lead off the inning for the Blue Devils. Strike called on the outside corner. Adams starts the day batting at .259. He steps in as he leads off the bottom of the third. That misses just a little bit low. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the right fielder, Caleb Adams. Paniagua on deck, and then back to the top of the order with Carnegie in the inning. There's a ground ball headed to the third baseman. He's up with it and over to first. So Crump over to Archberger for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Ray Paniagua, the center fielder, number 14. He starts the day batting .289. He'll step in with one out and nobody on as the Blue Devils bat here in the bottom of the third. Squares to bunt. And a nice scoop by the first baseman, but he just can't stay on the base. So I'm not sure if he called him safe by getting there. I think I saw the motion that he pulled him off the base, so that's going to be an error by the throw to first. It's going to be scored a hit. I'm workable with that. So back to the top of the order with Carnegie. Throw over to first, back in safely is Paniagua. Carnegie struck out his first time up. Strike called on the inside corner. Carnegie is from Agency, Missouri. He's in there with one out and a runner at first after that bunt hit by Paniagua. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third in Kansas City, Kansas, where the Blue Devils are hosting the Tigers of Cowley. Throw to first, back in safely is Paniagua. I see we have a couple of viewers from Cowley. Welcome. Welcome to all the Blue Devils fans as well. Nicely blocked by Freeman. Started to go, did Paniagua, and thought better of it. 2 balls and a strike. Coach McDonald worked with him last year. See that he's watching. There's a ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. So welcome, Coach, and to all the other listeners. I appreciate you listening in and or viewing. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third, sunshiny day here in Kansas City, Kansas. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Nope, going to go to first. Back in safely is Paniagua. Comes the pitch, way high and outside. 3-2 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Carnegie, the second baseman at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball out of play. We'll do the 3-2 again. Going to first. Back in safely is Paniagua. Foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 one more time at least. Strike 3 called, just catches the inside corner. So 2 outs. It's going to bring up Griffin Everett. He had a double off the right field wall his first time up. Everett is from Lincoln, Nebraska. 2 down, runner at first. Breaking pitch stays up a little bit high. 1-0 the count to the catcher Everett. Everett scored the run in the first inning on Acosta's base hit. That curveball just catches the inside corner for 1-1 to Everett. Curveball just gets back to the plate on the outside corner. 1-2, the count. 1-1 tie here in the third. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third. When I arrived today, this wind was blowing in from left. Now it's blowing out toward right. Here comes the pitch. That ball's low. 3-2 the count. So Paniagua will be off and running on the pitch once he's sure he's going home with it. We'll have a little bit of a head start. Here comes the pitch. There's a ball headed into left field. Coming in toward left center to take care of that is Carson Cox for the third out of the inning. So at the end of 3, we're tied at 1. We'll take a break. We'll be back. If you're interested in your business having a banner on the outfield fence or stadium entry, go to www.4ts.com, click KCK Blue Devils Baseball, then click Download Banner Brochure, or call Tony Tompkins at 913-288-7150. To the top of the 4th we go. Osvaldo Mendez back for his 4th inning at work. He is from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Scheduled up for Cowley is Stevens, Crump, and Archberger. Stevens is from Blanchard, Oklahoma. He'll step in on the left-handed side. He walked his first time up, lefty versus lefty. Top of the 4th action, strike called on the outside corner. All knotted up in 1, at 1. Missed just a little bit low. A lot of times that ball's called a strike, but this umpire's been very consistent so far. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a ground ball headed up the middle. So a leadoff base hit for Cade Stevens, the designated hitter. It's going to bring up Crump. Crump is from Jacksonville, Florida. He'll step in on the right-handed side. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. He'll be up there with a runner at first. Nobody out as the Tigers bat here in. Foul ball backing out of play in the top of the 4th inning. So 0-1 the count on Matt Crump, the third baseman. Fly ball lifted into right field. Gauging that is Adams. Adams has it for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Michelle Artsberger. Artsberger is from Lawton, Oklahoma. He grounded out to the second baseman, Kanegi, his first time up. He's up there with 1 out, 1 on. Lefty versus lefty. Little bit high, ball 1. See, we just have a viewer from Edmond, Oklahoma added the list, cheering for one of the Blue Devils, Mr. Tyler Henry, who is designated hitter today. I think he's been in left field each of the other games I've been to. 2-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 2 balls and a strike to Artsberger. Comes the 2-1. Strike inside part of the plate at the knees. So back-to-back pitches right at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Artsberger. There's a base hit, bloop into right field. So a 2-out hit for Artsberger. 2 on and 2 outs for Specht. Specht is from Shawnee, Kansas. He's the shortstop. He'll step in with 1 out and runners at first and second. Just misses a little bit low. 1-0 the count. 1 out. Ground ball just wide of third base. 1 ball, 1 strike in, 1 out to George Specht. Comes the stretch and the 1-1. Outside. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that offering. Took just a little bit off of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. See, we have at least one viewer from Cowley. I appreciate you watching today. I look forward to coming down on Saturday because we will watch the Cowley production. Theirs is awesome. There's a ball headed to left field. In comes the left fielder, Hoover, to take care of that for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Freeman, the catcher. Freeman is from Leawood, Kansas. He had a base hit to left field his first time up. He'll step in with 2 outs and runners at first and second. High ball 1. Comes the 1-0. Fly ball headed to right field, deep, heading back, and that's going to be a home run. So a 3-run home run for the catcher, Gus Freeman. So Cowley takes a 4-run, 4-1 lead after that 3-run home run to the opposite field by Freeman. That's going to bring up Carson Cox. Strike on the inside corner to him. Cox is from Texarkana, Texas. Comes the 0-1 to him. Misses inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. To the left fielder, Carson Cox. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As the left fielder, Carson Cox, bats here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th, where the home run by Freeman has put Cowley up by 3. That ball misses outside, so we'll go 3-2. Does Mendez versus Cox. Swing and a miss. So the 3-run home run by Freeman puts Cowley up 4-1. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Forties is partnering with KCK Baseball for our 3rd season to bring fans live stream broadcasts of Blue Devils baseball. Whether you're a business looking to advertise, alumni who wants to give back to the program, or a parent/grandparent who wants to help financially, there's an option for you. For details, go to www.forties.com and click KCK Baseball. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Stevenson back for another inning of work. Scheduled up Acosta, Henry, and Sosa. Acosta is from San German, Puerto Rico. He had a base hit his first time up, an RBI base hit, the 1 run that the Blue Devils do have. There's a ground ball headed toward Crump. Crump up with it and over to first. So a 5-3 ground out for Acosta. It's going to bring up Tyler Henry. Henry is from Gardner, Kansas. He grounded out to the 3rd baseman his first time up. He'll be up there with 1 out. Strike called on the outside corner. Check swing, strike called, so quickly 0-2 the count on Henry. Let him know that Ant is watching. There's a ground ball to the 2nd baseman. Blaze Brothers up with that and over to Archberger for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to bring up Sosa, the 1st baseman. Sosa is from Hialeah, Florida. He takes strike on the outside corner. The outside corner seems to be a little bit lower strike zone than the inside corner, but nonetheless consistent. Here comes the 0-1. That ball's in the dirt, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Sosa. Sosa flew out to left field. Actually, kind of a line drive to left field, a long run for the left fielder Cox to make a nice play on there. There's swing and a miss, so 1-2 the count. But Cox with a nice play to get Sosa out his first time up. He's down in the count here, 1-2. Comes the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Stevenson. We go to the top of the 5th. We'll take a break. We'll be back. If you're interested in your business having a banner on the outfield fence or stadium entry, go to www.4tees.com, click KCK Blue Devils Baseball, then click Download Banner Brochure, or call Tony Tompkins at 913-288-7150. All right, here we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Mendez back to the mound for another inning of work for the Blue Devils. Halstead brothers and self scheduled up for Cowley. The Tigers in from Cowley Community College. A 4-1 lead on that 3-run home run by the catcher. That misses just a little bit low, ball 1. The home run by Freeman. Outside, ball 2. So 2-0 the count, lefty versus lefty here. Comes the 2-0. There's a ground ball headed down to Sosa. He's got it over to touch the bag. So out on a 3 unassisted is Tyler Halstead. It's going to bring up Blaze Brothers, the second baseman. He's had 2 base hits. Line drive to the right side of the shortstop and a base hit into left field. He'll be up there with 1 out and nobody on. Ball misses inside, 1-0 the count. Comes the 1-0. There's a line drive just past Hutchinson into the corner, so that's extra bases for Blaze Brothers. So he has a 3-hit game, 2 singles and a double. He'll be at second with 1 out. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Cade Self. He grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat and grounded into 5-4-3 double play his second at bat. Takes strike 1 called. 0-1 the count on Self. Runner at scoring position after that double by Brothers. Swing and a miss of that high fastball, fouled it back into the glove of Everett. So 0-2 the count quickly on Cade's self. Comes the 0-2. Fly ball headed into right field. That ball's going to one hop to the fence. So an RBI double to the fence gives a 5-1 lead to Cowley. So a double to the left field corner, followed by a double to the right field corner, and the Tigers have a 5-1 lead. It's going to bring up Cade Stevens. He's had a walk and a base hit. His 2 at-bats today. He'll step in with a runner at second base and 1 out. Breaking ball stays high. Two and 0 the count. Kind of looking over some of the people watching. Those are interesting. Santiago watching from Cayama, Puerto Rico, which is very cool. Comes the 2-0, just catches the outside corner, 2-1. That's a pitch that, in my book, is outside, but it's been called a strike today, but fairly consistent, very consistent, I think. Here comes the 2-1. Swings through that ball. So quickly, as he was 2-0, he's now 2-2. 1 out, runner at second. Tigers of Cowley leading 5-1 as they bat here in the top of the 5th. Mendez could use a strikeout here, and he's going to get it if we can make the throw down to first. High throw, kind of a tough throw to get around there with it being right down the line, but nonetheless, the strikeout, the runner still at second. So 2 outs now. It's going to bring up Crump. Crump, the third baseman, number 26. He's grounded out to the shortstop and flew out to right field. He'll be up there with 2 outs and a runner at second. Misses low and outside. 1-0 the count. Line drive at Carnegie. Carnegie brings that in for the 3rd out of the inning. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Another run by Cowley. They lead 5-1. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Scheduled up for The Blue Devils, Hoover, Hutchinson, and Adams. Hoover is from Maryville, Missouri. First pitch to him, breaking ball catches the outside corner for a called strike. He walked his first time up. Here comes the 0-1, a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left fielder, Hoover. Comes the wind and the 1-1. Just catches the outside corner with that breaking pitch again. Stevenson back for his 5th inning of work. Comes the 1-2 outside. 2-2 the count as Hoover leads off the top of the 5th inning for the Blue Devils. They've got some work to do. They trail 5-1. Outside ball 3, so 3-2 the count to Hoover. Foul ball. Back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again. Stiff breeze blowing out toward right field. We have some fans out in left field using the KCK sign as a windbreak. Might be able to see them as that foul ball goes down the line there. So 3-2 the count on Trey Hoover. Swing and a miss. Ball down, then throw to first to record the out. So the first out of the inning is a strikeout. It's going to bring up Hutchinson. Palmer is from Hayes, Kansas, playing third base. He'll bat with 1 out and nobody on. Strike right through there. Steady diet of first pitch breaking pitches by Stevenson. There's a foul ball back toward the screen. So quickly 0-2 the count. Stevenson ahead of Hutchinson. Comes the 0-2. Check swing, called to strike. So down on strikes is Hutchinson. Very, very liberal strike called on 2 pitches by the first base umpire, but nonetheless a strikeout. It's going to bring up Adams, the right fielder. Adams is from Leavenworth, Kansas. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. Squares to bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1. The 1-0 inside. 2-0 the count to the right fielder, Caleb Adams. Comes the 2-0. Little bit low, 3-0 the count. Strike right through there. Inside part of the plate at the knees, so 3-1 the count. Fly ball lifted into deep right center, going back. That ball is out of here for a home run to right center by Caleb Adams to make it a 5-2 contest. That's going to bring up Paniagua. Paniagua reached on a bunt, hit his first time up. Ray is from Blue Springs, Missouri. He'll step in with 2 outs. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1 called. 5-2 now. The Blue Devils trail Cowley Tigers. There's a ball headed to right center, another breaking pitch. That ball's going to be down in extra bases for Paniagua, and he's going to hold up at second base with a 2-out double. And back to the top of the order with Carnegie. So Carnegie's been out twice on strikeouts, once swinging, once called. He'll step in with Paniagua at second base after that double and 2 outs. That's low, ball 1. Comes the stretch and the 1-0 from Stevenson. Inside. Short hop that by the catcher Freeman to save the runner moving up. 2-0 the count. Throw back to second base, back in safely. See if Carnegie can get something on the outfield grass. There's a strike called at the waist outside corner. See if he can get something on the grass and get this deficit cut down a little bit more. Blue Devils trail 5-2 as they bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First game is a 7-inning regulation game. There's a ball to deep center field. Headed back. That ball is out of here, and a 2-run home run by Carnegie makes it a 5-4 game. So the Blue Devils are not showing any sign of, hey, we're going to concede this thing, so we'll make it 5-4, and that'll bring up Everett. So 5-4 game now. Everett's going to step in. He led off, his first at bat was a double, then he flew out to center field. That ball misses just a little bit low. Check swing, another one of those balls that I think is a strike from up here, but ruled low by the umpire. We'll work with that. 1-0 the count. Ball nicely blocked by the catcher. So 2 home runs in the inning account for 3 runs. Paniagua with a double, and then the home runs by Adams and Carnegie. There's a strike right through there. 2 balls and a strike. So 5-4, the Blue Devils now trail. Comes the 2-1. Breaks just a little bit inside, so 3-1 the count. Comes the wind and the 3-1. So ground ball headed to the back-hand side. Shortstop up with it. Makes a nice play, but that's going to be an infield hit by Griffin Everett. That'll bring up Acosta. Acosta had an RBI base hit his first at bat and then grounded out to the third baseman. He'll be up there with 2 outs and Everett at first base after that 2-out hit. Ball just catches the inside corner. A lot of breaking balls on the first pitch from this pitcher, Stevenson. Strike called. He's always around the plate. Here comes the 0-1. There's a ground ball headed at the shortstop. Up with that is Specht and over to Blaze Brothers for the third out of the inning. So 3 runs in the inning make a total of 4. The Blue Devils trail 5-4. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Top of the 6th we go. To the top of the 6th we go. Mendez back for another inning of work. Scheduled up for the Tigers of Cowley, Artsberger, Specht, and Freeman. The Blue Devils whittling away at that lead. 5-4 count as we go to the top of the 6th. Artsberger grounded out to the second baseman and had a base hit his 2 at bats. Fouls that one back and out of play. Comes the 0-1. That ball's in the dirt, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Artsberger. Comes the wind down, the 1-1. Stays up high, ball 2. Two and one the count on Artsberger, the first baseman. Low and outside. 3-1 the count. Check swing high and inside, ball 4. So Artsberger walks to lead off the top of the 6th. It's going to bring up Specht, the shortstop. He's struck out and been out on a fly ball to left field, his 2 at bats. He'll be up there with nobody out and a runner at first. Throw over to first, back in safely is Artsberger. Going to first again, still safe. Strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the shortstop Specht. Over to first, safe again. Fouling out of play. 0-2 the count. Nobody out. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Archberger on with a walk. Specht at the plate, down in the count, 1-2. Nicely blocked by Griffin Everett to keep the runner at first. Cowley with 1 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Blue Devils with 1 in the first and 3 in the fifth. Blue Devils trail 5-4. Comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called, up and inside part of the strike zone. It's going to bring up Freeman. He has a 2-hit game so far. His first at bat was a base hit, and his second at bat was a 3-run home run to right field. He'll be up there with 1 out and a runner at first. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Everett. See, we have several new listeners. We appreciate you joining us. Blue Devils trail 5-4 to the Cowley Tigers. 6th inning of the first game. That ball's a little bit high. 2-0 the count. First game is a 7. Second game is a 9. The only exception to that is if the first game goes any extra, it is considered the 9-inning game. Timeout. That is by league rule. So no pitch on that pitch. Timeout called and granted. Opening day of the junior college conference. Fly ball to right field. It's going to be taken care of by Adams, and back to first is Archberger. Two outs now. That'll bring up Cox, the left fielder. He's been out on strikeouts 2 times. The Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference. Johnson County, Fort Scott, Kansas City, Kansas, Neosho, Cowley, Allen County, Highland, Coffeyville, and Labette. That's high for ball 1, are all in the East Division. In the West Division is Butler, Cloud County, Barton, Hutchinson, Dodge City, Garden City, Colby, Seward, and Pratt for the west part of the division. One hopper over there. Sosa scoops that one up like a catcher to keep it from getting by. 1-0 the count on Cox. The conference format is 2 games on Thursday at one facility. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down. And a nice play over to first base, and he is called out. A nice play by Hutchinson over to Sosa for the out of the inning. So at the end of 5.5, Blue Devils trail 5-4 to Cowley. The general format is to play a game on Thursday, 2 games, a 7 and a 9, and then travel to the other team's facility to play a 7 and a 9 on Saturday. Is the conference format. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th after this. Forties is partnering with KCK Baseball for our 3rd season to bring fans live stream broadcasts of Blue Devils baseball. Whether you're a business looking to advertise, alumni who wants to give back to the program, or a parent/grandparent who wants to help financially, there's an option for you. For details, go to www.fortees.com and click KCK Baseball. So Stevenson back for his 6th inning of work. Scheduled up for the Blue Devils, Henry, Sosa, and Hoover. If anybody gets on, Hutchinson. Henry is grounded out to the third baseman and the second baseman, his 2 at-bats. Strike 1, breaking ball outside corner. 0-1 the count. Henry at the plate, DH today. Strike 2 on the swing. Thought it was going to be a foul ball, but I believe it was down and in. Nonetheless, 0-2 the count on Henry, the designated hitter. There is a swing and a miss, and he is going to be safe at first on a ball in the dirt. Gets away from Freeman. Freeman trying to block it, but it was one of those outside curveballs. So Henry reaches on actually a wild pitch strikeout. That's going to bring up Sosa. Sosa flew out to the left field corner and called out on strikes. Swing and a miss of that first pitch, so 0-1. Stevenson ahead of Sosa. So Henry on the strikeout that couldn't be handled by the catcher. He made a nice attempt to block over to the first, but back in safely is Henry. So Henry safe at first base. Sosa at the plate. The Blue Devils need 1 to tie. Ball nicely blocked by Gus Freeman. Keep it in front, keep the runner at first. So 1-1 the count on the first baseman, Jose Sosa. That ball in the dirt, gets away. Attempt to block, but the curveball is so hard to block that it has a tendency to kick away. So a wild pitch for Henry to move up. Two and one the count. Three and one the count. There's ball 4 to Sosa. It's going to bring up Hoover. So Henry at second, Sosa at first. Hoover reached on a base on balls and struck out. He's up there 0 for 1 with runners at first and second. There's a play back to second. Safely back in is Henry. Just misses a little bit high. Corners were crashing, looking for a bunt here. 1-0 the count. Crump and Archberger were coming in hard. One and 0 the count. Here's a throw to first. Back in safely is Sosa. Runners at first and second. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. Swing and a miss by Hoover on that breaking pitch coming in on his hands. So the tying run in scoring position in Henry. Play back to second base, nothing doing. Swing and a miss. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little bit low. Nicely blocked by Freeman. Kept that one in front. So 2-2 the count. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. Blue Devils trying to get this thing tied and more if they can. Stevenson has gone all the way for the Tigers. That ball's outside. So 3-2 the count on the left fielder, Hoover. So we've got ball 4, and that loads the bases up for Palmer Hutchinson. Going to have a visit to the mound. We'll do some quick visiting, see what's going to happen. It looks like there's going to be a change made. We'll be back after this. If you're interested in your business having a banner on the outfield fence or stadium entry, go to www.4ts.com, click KCK Blue Devils Baseball, then click Download Banner Brochure, or call Tony Tompkins at 913-288-7150. All right. Adam Stevenson is relieved by number 22, Christian Johnson. Christian Johnson is from Raytown, Missouri. He's going to be on in relief of Stevenson. Palmer Hutchinson's been hit by a pitch and out on a strikeout. There's a strike on the inside corner at the knees. So Johnson comes in relief for the Tigers. He inherits the bases loaded with nobody out. There's a ball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Freeman. So 1-1 the count. One and one, nobody out. Bases full of Blue Devils. Hutchinson hoping to change that. There's a ball headed just over the glove of the left fielder. So everybody will move up and one run will score. So Tyler Henry scores on the hit to left field by Hutchinson. So Hutchinson gets it tied up on that hit to right field, to left field. Bases still loaded, 1 out. That's going to bring up Adams. Adams takes ball 1, 1-0. Adams is first at bat. He grounded out to the third baseman, and then he had a home run to right field. Right center, actually. He's up there with the bases still loaded. 1-0 the count, facing the reliever, Johnson. There's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the right fielder, Caleb Adams. He's hoping that he can get something on the outfield grass and put the Blue Devils ahead. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A little bit of an afterthought there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adams. Swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Paniagua, the center fielder. Ray had a bunt hit and a double to right center his second time. He'll be up there with 1 out. Runners at all bases. There's outside. Nice job by Freeman to keep that ball from going to the screen. So Paniagua has his opportunity with 1 out and the bases loaded to try and put the Blue Devils ahead. Johnson trying to get a double play ball. That misses just a little bit low and outside. Not outside, but a little bit low. 2-0 the count on Paniagua. Comes the 2-0. Inside, the ball bounced off of something. That would be a passed ball, in my opinion. So 3-0 the count. The ball was high and inside. Nonetheless, a pass ball that scores a run, and the Blue Devils take a 6-5 lead. And there is low ball 4. So Paniagua walks. So with 1 out, we'll go back to the top of the order. Seth Carnegie struck out 2 times. Then his third at bat hit a 2-run home run over right center. He'll be up there with 1 out and the bases loaded. There's another ball in the dirt. Both pitchers have worked Gus Freeman over. Overall, Gus Freeman has done a great job keeping the ball in front. 1-0 the count. Bases loaded. Strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 1 run in the inning. Actually, 2 runs in the inning for the Blue Devils to take a 6-5 lead as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a ground ball hit at the shortstop. He's up with it and out at home. So a nice diving play then up to make the throw from Speck to Stevenson for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Everett. Everett will be up there with 2 outs and 2 on. He's had a double, a fly out, and a single. His double was an RBI. That ball breaks just a little bit low for 1-0. So 2 outs and the bases loaded for Everett. Blue Devils have scored 2 to take a 1-run lead here in the 6th. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to the catcher, Griffin Everett. Comes the stretch and the 1-1. Johnson on in relief. That ball misses just a little bit low. Now, got people grumbling in the stands, but he has been consistently calling that ball low. A lot of times that's a strike, but not with this umpire, and he's been consistent with that being a low ball. Here comes the 2-1. Way outside, ball 3, so 3-1 the count. Johnson falls behind and is risking walking in a run. Everett at the plate. Comes the 3-1. Foul ball down the right field line. Believe that's going to be out of play and is. So 3-2 the count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Blue Devils up 1 as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Remember, the first game of the day is a 7 unless it goes extras. But it's a regulation 7-inning game. Comes the 3-2. There's a foul ball laced down the right field line. Ricochets back out on the field. We'll do the 3-2 again. Cowley will have Halstead Brothers and Self at the top of the order scheduled up when they do get to the top of the 7th. Here comes the 3-2. There's a ground ball headed to the right side. First baseman makes a nice play. Archberger over with the play, and then to cover is Christensen. So the Blue Devils get 2 to take a 6-5 lead. We'll take a break, then we'll be back for the top of the 7th. We'll be back. If you're interested in your business having a banner on the outfield fence or stadium entry, go to www.4ts.com, click KCK Blue Devils Baseball, then click Download Banner Brochure, or call Tony Tompkins at 913-288-7150. All right, here we go to the top of the 7th. Mendez back for another inning of work. As I mentioned earlier, Halstead Brothers and Self scheduled up. Halstead has had a base hit and grounded out twice. Strike called on the outside corner. I kind of agree with Tyler Halstead on that one. He kind of cocked his head sideways. Little bit on the look of outside, but nonetheless ruled a strike. Here comes the 0-1. There's a ground ball headed down to Sosa. Sosa steps on the bag at first for the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Brothers. Brothers is 3 for 3, 2 base hits and a double. Actually, 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. There's a strike on the inside corner. Mendez working quickly as the 1-run lead, 3 outs, now 2 outs needed by the Blue Devils to finish this thing. There's a pop-up down the right field line. Carnegie over to take care of that for the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Self, the right fielder. He's grounded out twice, once into a double play and had a double. There's a ground ball headed to right field. So Cowley is not done yet. There's a base hit, a 2-out hit for Cade Self. It's going to bring up Stevens. Stevens, the designated hitter. He's walked, had a base hit, and struck out. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Strike called on the outside corner. Mendez and the Blue Devils need an out. Stevens and Cowley need a run to keep this thing going. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs with Self at first. Going to get a coach with a timeout over here. Darren Burrows, the head coach. I'm seeing here that it is his first year as the head coach. Then down below it says Darren Burrows' 29th year. So I'm not sure, my paperwork's not, just misses a little bit low. 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Cowley down to their last out. They trail by 1. There's a ground ball right up the middle for a hit. So going to third on that hit by Stevens is Self. So we're going to get a visit to the mound. So that base hit will leave runners at the corners, bringing up Matt Crump. We'll keep it right here. Going to have a pinch runner at first base. I need to get the number. 23, Miguel Fulgencio. So the tying run is at third. The go-ahead run in a pinch runner of Fulgencio. And to the plate is Crump. Crump has grounded out and been out on fly balls. There's high and inside, ball 1. So Mendez stays in the game. Cowley needs the runner from third to score. The Blue Devils need an out. There's ball 2. 2-0 the count on Crump, the third baseman. Tying run 90 feet away. Mendez trying to finish this thing himself. Throw over to first, back in safely is Fulgencio. comes the 2-0. Strike called. Upper limit on the outside corner of the strike zone. It's been a strike the entire day. He has been very consistent, a little bit different than we're used to seeing. Here comes the 2-1. Strike 2 called, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Mendez has the Tigers down to their last strike for the time being. A strikeout to end this thing right here would be good, but any out would be good. Here comes the 2-2 in the dirt, nicely blocked by Everett. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and third. The runner at third keeps this game going. An out puts it in the books for the Blue Devils. Comes the stretch and the 3-2. There's a fly ball down the right field line and foul. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Matt Crump at the plate. It's a ground ball headed to Carnegie. Carnegie up with it and over to Sosa. And the Blue Devils get a complete game out of Osvaldo Mendez for the first out of their first game of this series in a 6-5 win by the Blue Devils. We'll take about a 20 or 30 minute break. There'll be a second button for you to click. Each game has its own. So a 6-5 win. The Blue Devils get the first game in conference against the Cowley Tigers. We'll take a break. In about 20 to 30 minutes, we'll have the second game. Thanks for watching.